All right, we're back here in El Salvador. It's the host team, El Salvador, against England. I'm Sergio Menezes, and we are on beIN Sport. This is England in the red. We're mentioning El Salvador with one of the most unique stories in all of sports, not just in soccer. Our group of local fishermen who made their country proud. They started off basically in 2007. They had their first chance at the CONCACAF beach soccer qualifiers, and they were newcomers then. They didn't make that much an impression, but just 1 year later, they surprised the world by not only qualifying, but playing so well in 2009 that they made it to Dubai to play in the World Cup. In 2011, in Italy, in Ravenna, they were fourth place. I mean, from a team of fishermen to become fourth in the world, that's just absolutely extraordinary. That's equivalent of a high school basketball team making it to the NCAA finals. And that's what we're witnessing here. El Salvador, one of the top teams now in the world of beach soccer, and they're playing at home in the Copa Pilsener exclusively on beIN Sport. It's 4 plus a keeper. It's 5 aside in beach soccer. And here comes El Salvador in the blue. And you can better believe that in their opening game, they're going to play the lights out against the English. England, obviously the creators of soccer, of football. But not much history in beach soccer. But they have a chance to prove themselves in front of the world here against El Salvador. This is Bose. Nice chance there by El Salvador. El Salvador with Elmer Robles. Similar to the Brazilians, they put their first names on the jerseys. Just as I say that, we see Portillo, the keeper, Jose Portillo, who didn't put Jose on his jersey. So there's some, I guess there's a little bit of lack of uniformity in the jerseys. The free throw for England in a near bike there. I said free throw, going back to my basketball analogy. Throw in. It's beach soccer. It's on beIN Sport. 0-0. This is Portillo. Portillo hits the upper crossbar. Nice shot. Nice save by Portillo. Very active. And here comes Frank Velasquez. Francisco Velasquez. One of the better players in CONCACAF. English in the red. Bad pass to the back. And goalie Samuel Webb wanted none of that, just crushed it out of the bounds. And here comes El Salvador with a chance. Frank grips one. Samuel Webb playing big so far. Heard it from the public address announcer. Agustin Ruiz is going to be coming in the game. That's a goal scorer, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be coming in soon. Here comes Frank, number 11, Velasquez. This is Agustin Ruiz after the ball. Excuse me, that was Abraham Enriquez. And there we see Agustin, number 10. And And if anyone that knows any Salvadorians, and there's a big Salvadorian population here in the United States, El Salvador is a soccer-mad country. And what's interesting about El Salvador and their soccer fans is that half the country cheers for Barcelona and the other half cheers for Real Madrid. It's unbelievable. You would think that the country with their fervent soccer base would be, cheering for a lot of different teams, but when it comes to soccer in El Salvador, it's like you're in Spain. It's half Barcelona and half Real Madrid. So you can believe that they're going to back a winning beach soccer side, and that they do. A lot of support in El Salvador for their beach soccer team. Playera Azul. The Blue Beach. The Blue Beach team, that is. Ref called a direct kick here, and it's going to be in favor of El Salvador. A little bit of confusion, perhaps, on the rules for the... And it's a first yellow card of the game, and it's a chance for El Salvador to get on the board. This is Agustin to take the first shot. Agustin's first chance on goal. This is Agustin Ruiz, the biggest player of beach soccer for El Salvador. Yes! Agustin! Golazo! Goal for El Salvador, and they take the early lead here at home. 1-0 for Agustin. Crushes it home. 1-0 El Salvador. Inglaterra 0. 1-0 for El Salvador, 0 for England. Because Mitchell Day, dangerous shot there. But the Salvadorians were jumped a little too quick, and it's going to be a reset here. Another chance for the kickoff for England. Mitchell Day. On the replay, just a beautiful shot by Agustin. Just absolutely crushed that home. And this stadium, by the way, the sand was brought in specifically for this event. We're not on the beach. I mean, as El Salvador knows there's just some gorgeous beaches. They brought the stadium inland. It was a smart move because we've had some good crowds in the Brazil match. And El Salvador is expected to back this place. Mitchell Day. First time England makes it to the Copa Pilsener. Frankie. This is Frank Velasquez. Velasquez tries to bite. It was blocked off the Bows, and it'll be a corner kick for El Salvador. Frank has terrorized the U.S. squad over the years. The CONCACAF qualifiers. He's played in the United States in various different tournaments. One out of the back. Hernandez back to Portillo. Portillo rushes it. Mitchell Day, I don't know if he got hit or if he defended it, but either way, it's a corner kick for El Salvador, and Agustin almost scores again. Agustin is just so quick. Yeah, off the replay, you see Mitchell Day just basically took one for the team. Here's Webb. Webb pounces on the ball, and he's England. Nothing much there. Portillo. Hernandez. Portillo on goal. Webb. Comes England. Just basically just turn and shoot from anywhere on the field. Webb. Bose. Samuel Webb. Terrence Bose. Mitchell Day. Josh Uni tried to win that, unable to. Keeper chucks it. I'm wondering how in the heck the English have a beach. There are some beautiful beaches in England, by the way. Plus, there's a very nice sand beach training center. And here comes El Salvador. This is Agustin! First with the right foot, second with the left foot. Agustin Ruiz. 2-0, El Salvador. And we go off the subject for 1 second, and Agustin just comes back and scores. It's like it's listening in on the broadcast. Agustin, we got you. 2 for Agustin, 0 for England, 2 for Agustin, 0 for anyone else. It's the Agustin Ruiz Beach Soccer Show. Look at Agustin doing the step overs. He looks like Neymar out there. El Salvador came to win this tournament. Heck, this guy's still very, very on tune. Another shot by Portillo, and England defending just haphazardly. The ball just crushed Morris off the head. It's another corner kick for El Salvador. This is Douglas Navala. Agustin. Receiving and turning. That's impressive. Nice move by Agustin. What a beautiful turn. Agustin is playing on a whole nother level here. Horn makes his way into the field. This is number 10. It's Josh Uni. Excuse me, that's Aaron Clark. This is Webb. Showing a little bit of juggling skills there. Like lack of juggling skills. And here comes England. Jack Morris with the throw-in. And a foul by England on Clark. So Agustin Ruiz unexpectedly on the bench to start the match. We got word that it was just a coach's decision, but we think it's a gamemanship by the coach in order to really pump up the crowd, because that's exactly what Agustin has done. And now it's a chance for Douglas Navala. Navala tried to connect with Frank, and Velasquez was able to touch it, but it flew out of bounds. Uh-oh, some step-over moves by England. Aaron Clark. Here comes Webb. Webb's been very busy, because El Salvador has just been all over the place. Elmar. And Abram making his way to the keeper. Portillo. Frank. Frank's gonna try Elmar. Here comes a chance for El Salvador. Elmar, no. And that that's it in the first break. We're direct from El Salvador. Right after the break, more beach soccer here on BN Sports. We're back here in El Salvador. The host squad, the El Salvadorians, on their debut here in a 3-day tournament. El Salvador, England, Brazil, and Switzerland. Some of the best teams in the world here on BN Sport. It's their first match of the tournament, and after the first period, they're up 2-0. They could have been more, because El Salvador came out on fire, and England hasn't shown much. But England has a lot of tradition. You can believe that England, a proud soccer nation, is going to make a comeback here. And Velasquez tries the bike. And the story of the first period, Agustin Ruiz, who came off the bench and scored off a set piece, destroyed it past the keeper to make it 1-0, and then he added to his tally, making it 2-0, and El Salvador is up 2-0 here in front of the home fans. This is Elmar Portillo, who's made some nice saves of his own. Elmar. The Cinderella story from El Salvador. Fishermen to near kings of the beach. Talking about a local group of fishermen who decided to take on a sport. A lot of them, of course, these are young guys, a lot of them sons of fishermen from a coastal town in El Salvador. They became national heroes. They took a squad that had little, if any, experience in beach soccer to becoming fourth in the world in 2011 in Ravenna, Italy. They also qualified for the last World Cup, and they're currently now one of the favorites in the CONCACAF region. Always a thorn in the U.S.'s side for qualifiers. Always an epic battle between the U.S. and El Salvador, as well as a thorn in their biggest rival, the Mexicans. Talk about soccer to an El Salvadorian. The one team that they want to beat more than anything are the Mexicans. It's like asking a Yankee fan about the Boston Red Sox. So the Boston Red Sox, for the equivalent for the El Salvadorians, are the Mexicans. Of course, the Mexicans don't consider El Salvadorians much of anything. Their biggest challenge are the European squads, the South Americans, and of course now the Americans, who of course just played Mexico last week in a brilliant 2-2 game. And the U.S. looked strong under, of course, Jurgen Klinsmann. But now the game is beach soccer. Faster version of the game, more shots on goal. It's 4 on the pitch plus a keeper. It's 5 aside. And some of the big names in soccer find it a little bit more difficult. In some of the smaller countries with less of a bigger name internationally, with their normal national team, have some impressive beach soccer teams. And that's El Salvador with Frank on the bicycle kick. There is a European beach soccer league, by the way. It's played, obviously, in the summer months. And England does have a team in that. This is Frank Velasquez. Excuse me, this is Abraham. This is Frank. Ooh, Frank tried to go low. Substitutions are on the fly in beach soccer, but you basically have to come in from the center of the field, in a way similar to hockey, and the player can only come on once the other player on his team comes off. So, in order to avoid, of course, an advantage of having 6 players instead of 5 on the pitch. El Salvador switching it up. Agustin Ruiz, the goal scorer, is back on the pitch. There he is. He's number 10. Agustin with a nice pass. Well defended, though, by England. Samuel Webb on long. Portillo. Agustin. So we can see some brilliance out of Agustin again. Agustin passes it. This is Hernandez. Hernandez back to Webb on a mistake. This is Aaron Clark. Aaron Clark making a waiter's run to the goal, and Aaron Clark scores! Where did that missile come from? Aaron Clark deciding to take full responsibility for England's lack of offense into his own hands. Scores an absolute beautiful goal. Wow, Big Red, you go Big Red, 2-1. Nice shot there by Aaron Clark. Basically took the ball out of the bag, dribbled 1, dribbled 2, and then towed it upper 90. You see that in futsal. You don't see that as often in beach soccer, the players towing it. But Clark didn't have much of an option, towed it, the ball went in. And just like that, he's half the lead. England is going to start to pick up their play here. Here's a chance for El Salvador on the counterattack. Ooh, that's a hard foul. That's a 50-50 ball. I agree with Hernandez on that. 50-50 ball. Both players collided. Ref saw it differently. When they foul the goal scorer, let's take a look at it. Hernandez and Clark both going for the ball. Aaron Clark with the shot. Clark skips it. Would have been dangerous. Looked dangerous. But it goes out of bounds. In the first match of the day, Brazil beat Switzerland 7-3, earning themselves 3 points. In what was a pretty exciting match. Seesaw battle. And the man of that match was Benjamin Jr. Brazil with a young squad. Played a veteran team in Switzerland and came away with a victory and a debut for a lot of the Brazilian players. Here comes El Salvador, up 2-1. Mistake there. England is now at 1-2. Although El Salvador basically has dominated most of the match, it's a tight game right now. It can go any way. The first time England ever plays El Salvador in beach soccer. This is Agustin Ruiz. Ooh, nice shot there by Elmer Robles. This is Aaron Clark, the goal scorer for England. Tries to hit Mitchell Day. That's a foul for the English squad. It's 2-1 here in El Salvador. Mitchell Day from Isle of Wight, Hampshire. Who knocks it wide. Mitchell Day, who's been playing on the English team since 2005. We were mentioning earlier that the nice spike there by Mitchell Day. There's a beautiful facility down in Brighton. It's about 45 minutes from London, south of London. And there's, if you've ever been to Brighton, Brighton is home to one of the world's most famous DJs, Fatboy Slim. But also down in Brighton, it's a port city, and there are beaches. But the beaches are rocky. It's a beautiful beach, but it's a rocky beach. But there is a facility there that has a bunch of sand volleyball courts, beach soccer, and that's where a lot of these athletes in England train. And they train all year round. This is Agustin Ruiz. All ricochets off the defender. Take a look at here at the bike by Evans. So if El Salvador can come away with the win here, they're going to play Switzerland. This is Agustin Ruiz. And obviously the mouth-watering match of the tournament is El Salvador-Brazil. But they first have to come away with a victory here against England. There's still a lot of game left here. This Sam Webb. There's Agustin Ruiz, who scored both goals. This is Zavala. Douglas. Portillo. Portillo, beautiful shot. Goal! Goal! Jose Portillo! The goalkeeper for El Salvador makes it 3-1. So for our top forwards in Agustin Ruiz and Frankie Velasquez, who are some of CONCACAF's top scorers, they never need help. We got your back. The goalkeeper, Portillo, rips it, and it's 3-1. And El Salvador really deserved that goal. I mean, they pretty much have been outplaying England, but it was just a tight match. Now they get a 2-goal margin, and this is Agustin out of the back. Here comes England. This is Agustin. This is Frankie. Frankie's shot is blocked. Here comes England. Portillo. It's all about getting under the ball in beach soccer. Get under the ball and just lift. Get under, lift. Notice the players always get, oh, this is a nice build-up. Oh, beautiful build-up by El Salvador. A 1-2. between Agustin and Frankie. We've been talking about them. They're the big two of El Salvador, Agustin and Frank Velasquez, and you can see why. Just a lot of vision, a lot of touch. A nice turn by Frank, and the ref correctly calls the foul. A beautiful turn. Wow. Spectacular. Holds off the defender, and all in one motion was turning to goal. And the English defender had nothing else to do but foul him, because it would have been a clear chance for Frankie. Terrence Bowes there causing the foul, and it's a penalty kick here for El Salvador. Frankie Velasquez versus Samuel Webb here. Crowd on their feet. Here comes Velasquez. El Salvador 4, England 1. Frankie Velasquez puts El Salvador up 4-1, and the hosts debuting strong here in this Four Nations tournament. Nice move by Agustin. Oh, beautiful move by Agustin. It's 4-1, and this second period is gonna come to a close. El Salvador taking full advantage of their chances. It's 4-1 here in El Salvador. We'll be back right after the break. We're back here in El Salvador. Be in Sport, exclusive coverage of beach soccer worldwide. I'm Sergio Menezes. 2013 in Tahiti, and in 2011 in Italy. USA, there's a U.S. beach soccer squad. Most of the players reside in Southern California. Some of the players also reside in Florida. The U.S. play in CONCACAF. And one of the teams they always have to face is this Salvadorian team, which is always a tough battle. And basically, it's a four. It's going to be a monster matchup, the second one. El Salvador, Switzerland. It's almost I mean, that's a big game for El Salvador playing at home. It's always dangerous in soccer to play a good team after that team suffers a narrow defeat. And that's going to be the case tomorrow for El Salvador against, foul. That's going to be the case tomorrow for El Salvador as they face Switzerland, who was not happy at all with the defeat against that new Brazilian squad. Here's a chance for El Salvador. Elmar Robles. No. against the Swiss. So tomorrow, El Salvador will be without Elmer on what was just a pretty boneheaded move by him, because the match is almost done. I mean, it's 4-1. You're up 3 goals. And you play what basically is a playoff game tomorrow against the Swiss, and you're sent off on a challenge far from your goal for no reason. So that's just some of the inexperience by the Salvadorians. I mean, they're a very experienced team in beach soccer. There's lack of a way of better description there is just not being smart. You know, you're gonna put the game away, and one of your better players commits a red card. Really no reason for it. But it's 4-1 here for El Salvador. They're just going to defend and try to come away with the 3 points. El Salvador, they lost in the quarterfinals in 2013 to Spain 2-1. They actually beat the Italians in 2011, the host country, in a shocker 6-5 in the quarters there. We got a minute 47 left. And it's somewhat predictable, this game. Kind of played to what we kind of expected. El Salvador obviously the favorites, and they're up to 4-1. The play, they came off very strong in the initial part of the game, and basically with the lead, they're just gonna hold back and defend and bag the 3 points. This is Agustin Ruiz. Agustin just knocks it to the middle. Was hoping somebody would make a run. Players are gonna not take chances. They're just gonna sit back a little bit. This is Abram. This is Portillo. Abram. Good defense there by Aaron Clark. Frankie Velasquez coming back into the game. Foul by Josh Uni, and it'll be a direct kick. 36 seconds left in the game. And it's Frank Velasquez with a chance here. The rule in beach soccer, by the way, you just basically can't fall on the ball. It applies to regular soccer as well. You can win the ball, but you can't just fall on it and just basically land on the ball. This is Frankie Velasquez. Knocks it out of bounds. So with 30 seconds to go, El Salvador will cruise to victory here. They still want more. These guys are not giving up. And they'll get one more. Agustin Ruiz. Goal. El Salvador. 5-1. Sayonara. 5-1. El Salvador. They're going to win this first match here in their debut. 5-1. El Salvador versus England. Wow. El Salvador playing very, very, very well. Very nice. We're down to 10, 9, 8, Samuel Webb, 6, Aaron Clark, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. El Salvador will win it home. 5-1, El Salvador wins. Great start to the tournament. The crowd goes home happy, and the fans are absolutely elated. Sergio Menezes here on beIN Sport. El Salvador, they're going to play tomorrow against Switzerland That's going to be a big game. That'll be followed by Brazil, England,